Good morning, y'all. Well, it is day 113, Saturday, and I slept in the fingerboard shelter, and Gus, as well as another section hiker from Amsterdam, was there in the shelter as well, and it kind of got chilly during the night, and today's high I think is only like 62, and the low tonight is like 44. So it definitely got chilly and kind of changed course on us here. But it's a beautiful morning, and I did have to break out my long sleeve shirt. Still a pretty rocky trail, as you can see. I'm having to look down all the time. Not like Pennsylvania, but still a lot of rocks. And the plan is to make it all the way like 21 miles. But if this terrain is like this, I probably won't make it. It just slows you down. But if I don't, then the backup plan is 17 miles. It's a little tent site. And but if I can make it to 21, it's kind of cool. It's a Catholic, it's a Franciscan Spiritual Center. I think it was run by some nuns or monks back at the turn of the century, and it's still there. And they allow hikers to tent on their property, and they have a cold shower, and I think they have obviously water. So yeah, that's where I'm trying to shoot for. I think Gus is too. I got out a little early, started at 6:20 this morning so that I might make that, but Gus is still back at the shelter. I don't know if he'll make it or not, but that is the plan. There's going to be a lot of landmarks today, so kind of excited about that. So yeah, let's get going.
This Hudson Valley is full of American history and points of interest. Henry Hudson's initial exploration into New York City and up this very river, the settlements by the Dutch, then being reclaimed by the English, and the battles fought during the Revolutionary War and America's independence. But on August 17, 1807, this was indeed a special day. Spectators lined the banks of this river below, waving handkerchiefs, some shouting, others praying, some wagering, as they thought it was a sure sign of Judgment Day. Many were skeptical as they watched the 150-foot skinny boat with a center smokestack belching black clouds of smoke, and twin paddle wheels turning ever slowly. Talk of Fulton's Folly filled the air. It was Robert Fulton's steamboat making its inaugural trip up the Hudson from Manhattan to Albany, New York. But it chugged along at 4 to 5 miles an hour, and it made the 150-mile journey in a record 32 hours heading north, and only 30 hours on the return trip. It would have taken a sailing boat as many as 6 days each way, and at the mercy of the wind. Fulton died 8 years later and never saw the real success and heyday of the steamboat. By the 1840s, Cornelius Vanderbilt's boats had doubled in size and were the passenger transportation of choice up and down this river for the next 100 years, when it would succumb to trains and automobiles, and they would eventually win the race.
Hey y'all, so day 113 has come to an end here, and what a day it was. Left fingerboard shelter and pretty quickly hit the 1400 mile mark, so that's always a nice one. And then we crossed the Hudson River today, and boy, I don't know if you could see how windy it was today, but coming across that bridge, it was really windy. I think the weather forecast said there would be gusts up to 29 miles an hour, and we hit that several times today for sure. And relatively chilly all day. I had long sleeve shirt on a lot of the time. And got to go through the New York Zoo, which right there at the bear den, which I took some footage of those bears. That was not on the out in the wild wilderness or the woods. It was in the zoo, but that is the AT. It goes right by the bear den, and that's also the lowest point elevation wise on the AT. I think it's like 125 feet or something above sea level, but that's the lowest point it ever is, all the way from Georgia to Maine. So that was interesting. But New York has been tough. A lot of people and all the other hikers I've been talking to, we were all under the premise that it was gonna be, much better than Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and really flatten out. But it's not. It's very, very rocky, and they just do not do switchbacks. It's straight up and it's straight down. It's unbelievable. So pretty brutal, pretty painful on the knees and the feet. But I was able to go 21 miles today. I left this morning at like 6:20, and I actually got here where I'm tenting tonight at about 7 o'clock. I did stop and eat dinner at that Appalachian Deli, which is about a mile from here. So I didn't have to worry about cooking here. So I did lose about an hour there. But yeah, it was a long day. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, and a lot of rocks, a lot of bouldering, and just the ascents. Man, they're tough. New York is really tough. And I'm tenting here at the Graymoor Spiritual Center. It's a Catholic organization by the Franciscans, and it's been here a long time. But they've allowed through hikers to tent on their baseball field here, I think since the 1970s. They have a spigot here. They have a cold running shower, no hot water, but it is cold. And they have a porta potty, and yeah, it's a nice little setup. It's about a half mile off the trail, so set up in my tent here, and man, it is really blowing. I think the low tonight is 49 or 50. I think they changed it a little bit, but it's gonna be fairly chilly tonight for June. And that's the story. Big day, but made the 21 miles, and like I said, a lot of landmarks, the zoo, the Hudson River, the 1,400 miles. It was a lot of stuff going on today. And my friend Gus, who I caught up with, is also tenting here as well. So we'll probably hike again tomorrow and figure out how far we're going then. But that's it in the tent, and tired. Gonna go to sleep for sure. It's 8 o'clock right now, and I'm about to go to sleep. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks, y'all.